The radical power of authenticity, how embracing your natural self transforms business and community. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Shevette Spencer, a visionary whose work has fundamentally reshaped how we understand the intersection of identity, entrepreneurship, and community empowerment. Chevette isn't just a thought leader. She's a revolutionary force who has helped thousands of Black women reclaim their authentic selves while simultaneously building economic power in communities that have been systematically marginalized for generations. Her insights aren't merely interesting, they are transformative, urgent, and profoundly necessary in a world that continues to send messages about who belongs where and what success should look like. What struck me most about my conversation with Chevette was her ability to connect seemingly separate threads into a powerful tapestry of understanding. Today, I want to share with you the revolutionary idea that emerged from our discussion that the journey towards self acceptance isn't just a personal victory, it's a catalyst for economic transformation and community power. We've been told a story about success in America, a story that says conformity is the path to achievement, that to reach the highest levels of business and leadership, we must sand down our edges, straighten our hair, modulate our voices, and make ourselves palatable to systems that weren't designed with us in mind. But what if that story is fundamentally wrong? What if the very things we've been taught to hide, our natural hair, our cultural expressions, our authentic voices, are actually our greatest sources of strength, innovation, and economic power? This is the counterintuitive truth that emerged from my conversation with Chevette Spencer. And it's backed not by wishful thinking, but by compelling evidence from communities across the country. Let me share something surprising with you. The lock journey, the process of growing and maintaining locked natural hair, isn't just about aesthetics. For many Black women, especially, it represents profound transformation in self acceptance and community empowerment. Many are conditioned from childhood to see their natural hair as something that needs to be fixed or changed. But embracing locks becomes an act of reclaiming beauty on your own terms, challenging not just external standards, but also those internalized doubts about what is professional, beautiful, or acceptable. This journey, as Chevette explained to me, becomes a powerful metaphor and training ground for entrepreneurship and leadership. It teaches resilience in the face of criticism, patience through the awkward stages of growth, and authenticity when the pressure to conform feels overwhelming. Now, you might be thinking that sounds nice, but what does hair have to do with business success or economic empowerment? And that's exactly the question I posed to Chevette. Her answer was illuminating. She shared three key insights that connect personal authenticity to broader economic transformation. First, embracing your natural self, including your locks, is a radical act of empowerment that fuels confidence in both personal and professional spaces. Second, the process will have ups and downs. Moments of doubt are normal, but trusting the journey leads to growth, not just in your hair, but in how you show up as a leader. And third, supporting Black owned businesses and each other within our communities creates opportunities for economic growth, representation, and generational change. These aren't just theoretical concepts, they're being proven in real communities right now. Consider the Elevate Her Expo that Chevette described to me. This gathering brought together over 30 local Black women entrepreneurs, offering products ranging from self care items to art, all under one roof with the shared goal of uplifting each other. Many participants face significant barriers, limited access to capital, lack of exposure in mainstream markets, and the challenge of navigating industries where Black ownership was rare. Their solution? Pooling resources through the expo and leveraging collective marketing. Together, these entrepreneurs built visibility while supporting one another's brands. The results were remarkable. Participants reported increased sales during the expo and gained new networks for collaboration that extended far beyond the event itself. But what's particularly fascinating is how the supportive environment fostered confidence among newer business owners who had been hesitant about stepping out publicly with their authentic selves, including wearing natural hairstyles in professional settings. Many founders had previously struggled alone, dealing with skepticism from family and friends about pricing or product focus. But they found validation among peers at events centered on mutual upliftment instead of competition. The impact extended far beyond a single weekend. Dozens grew their customer bases, several secured retail partnerships after the expo, and the model inspires similar gatherings across cities, demonstrating how centering Black women's experiences, including embracing all forms of beauty, drives entrepreneurial success within communities. This pattern of authentic self expression leading to economic empowerment appears repeatedly in the research Shevette shared. Take the natural hair movement and its relationship to beauty supply ownership. Despite driving demand for textured hair products nationwide, most beauty supply stores serving Black communities have historically been owned by non Black entrepreneurs, creating a profound disconnect between consumer power and business ownership. Black owned stores face higher costs from suppliers compared to established competitors. They also struggle against ingrained community perceptions favoring lower prices elsewhere, even when it means less representation and control over product selection. Some owners have found success by focusing on education, hosting workshops and events celebrating natural styles like locks, to build loyalty around shared values rather than price alone. They encourage customers not only to buy products, but also to invest emotionally and financially in businesses reflecting their identities. Where these efforts succeeded, often alongside broader social media advocacy, stores saw more consistent support even at higher prices as buyers recognized the importance of circulating dollars within their own communities. Many entrepreneurs started out frustrated by lackluster options locally before deciding they would fill those gaps themselves. Their accomplishments included opening storefronts despite financial risk and surviving early skepticism until word of mouth spread. This shift has begun changing industry dynamics, pushing suppliers and manufacturers toward more equitable relationships while empowering consumers. The pattern continues with organizations like Delta Upsilon Omega sorority chapters, which have organized events spotlighting local Black women led brands across fashion, wellness, and art, using sorority networks for intentional economic upliftment. These businesses often lack mainstream distribution channels and the exposure needed for scale. The sororities leverage collective purchasing power and social media reach to drive traffic and sales toward featured vendors during targeted campaigns and events. Several highlighted brands experienced record sales days during these pop ups, with long term boosts via repeat customers and new wholesale inquiries after the events. The chapters made it part of their annual programming to ensure ongoing impact versus one off gestures. Some members even launched ventures themselves after seeing success stories firsthand. These efforts normalize seeing unapologetically authentic representations, including diverse hairstyles in professional and business settings. Do you see the pattern emerging here? When we embrace our authentic selves, we create spaces where others can do the same. When we support businesses that reflect our identities and values, we build economic power that extends far beyond individual transactions. This is the profound insight I gained from my conversation with Shevette Spencer. Authenticity isn't just personally fulfilling, it's economically transformative. Now, I want to be clear about something. This journey isn't always easy. There will be moments of doubt, days when conforming seems easier than standing in your truth. Chevette was candid about this reality. The path to embracing your authentic self, whether through your hair journey or your entrepreneurial ventures, will have ups and downs. But here's what makes all the difference: community. When we support each other through these journeys, when we create spaces where authenticity is celebrated rather than penalized, we build resilience that carries us through the difficult moments. This is why the examples Chevette shared are so powerful. They're not just about individual transformation, they're about creating ecosystems of support that make authentic self expression sustainable. And the impact extends far beyond the individuals directly involved. When young people see entrepreneurs who look like them, wearing their hair in natural styles, running successful businesses, it expands their sense of what's possible. When consumers have options to support businesses that reflect their values and identities, it changes market dynamics. When communities circulate dollars internally, it builds generational wealth and opportunity. So I ask you today, what would happen if you stopped waiting for permission from society or even yourself to fully embrace every part of who you are? What might become possible, not just for you, but for everyone around you? The truth is, your authenticity is not just a personal choice, it's a revolutionary act with ripple effects you may never fully see. When you show up as your complete, unfiltered self, you create a crack in systems built on conformity. You make space for others to do the same. And together, those cracks become foundation for new systems built on the radical notion that our differences are not deficits, but sources of power. I challenge you today to take one step, just one, toward embracing a part of yourself you've been hiding. Maybe it's your natural hair. Maybe it's your accent. Maybe it's a business idea you've been afraid to pursue because it doesn't fit neatly into existing categories. Whatever it is, step toward it. Not someday, not when the world is ready, but now. Because the world becomes ready when we refuse to wait for permission. And as you take that step, look around for someone else on a similar journey. Support them, amplify their voice, buy their products, share their stories. Because when we create ecosystems of authenticity, we don't just change individual lives, we transform economies, communities, and ultimately the world. Thank you